we had a system that was not regulated. There was no transparency. We've had some significant violence, including the shooting of Angel Davis. It was something that council had been looking at for a long time, long before I got there. And, council decided that that was enough. So there are now a series of regulations and training that have to happen for anybody who's going to be the landlord tenant officer. And we are in that situation right now. It's looking at who is going to take over the evictions. It might be the sheriff's office. And I think, we'll see where this goes. And we have the sheriff's office that is willing to take it on, but they're just starting a whole lot of other things. They hadn't been doing tax sales in a while, and they do evictions. The sheriff's office has always done evictions for actions in ejectment that go to the Court of Common Pleas. So this is not something they've never done before. This would just increase the volume on the work they do, and they already have a significant amount of training for their officers. So every place that we want things to move along faster, the city is still so understaffed, it's unbelievable. There's a 30% vacancy rate of staff, employees.
There are concerns that I think that, council members raised that I think we share, I speak for myself, but I think we likely share, and in terms of what the capacity is of, another office to do it. But I think it was an outlier. It had been raised for several years, and we did have several episodes of really terrible violence. And so
yeah, I mean, again, Angela Davis was just not the only incident. And when it's a one-off like that, you can blame possibly a rogue officer. But when there's multiple stories coming out of the city of Philadelphia, and we were uniquely situated to have this structure, it's something that you have to address. And there needs to be an entity that has transparency, that is held accountable. As we move down this road, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, on the onset, but at the very least, it's worth a conversation because those type of incidents are just unexcusable.
I don't want to get into the merits of the landlord tenant officer. They're not going to be here anymore, so that's pretty much water under the bridge. I do want to mention, however, that there was 2 incidences in 50 years, and I would suggest looking at those incidents and what actually happened in those incidents. And I can tell you that with the sheriff's office, I was just sent a video from one of my clients, and I can't share it, it's private, with the sheriff and what went on with the sheriff, and it would make you cringe on what happened in an eviction. That would never have happened with the landlord tenant officer. And my fear is that you're going to see a lot of stuff happening with the sheriff because the sheriff's not going to put up with stuff that the tenants are doing. And I can show you the video. Well, I can't show you the video, but there's a video that's out there. And that's just one incident that I'm aware of. There's a state law that says that it's an archaic law, that says that the president judge of municipal court can appoint a landlord tenant officer. Then the city now came along and passed an ordinance which says that for someone to do evictions, to be an eviction officer, here's the criteria that they have to comply with. The question I have, and I can't get the answer to this, is is there a preemption with regard to the city's ordinance, or if you comply with the city ordinance and you get licensed as an eviction officer, do you still have to get appointed by the president judge in accordance with the state law? So there's 2 competing laws out there that I can't get clarity on.
our legislation that we had in the Senate was to make it so that it couldn't be a private. It had to be it would have to be a public official. But I think that law hasn't passed.
Let's try to figure out a way in which we can make this the best, most transparent process that works for everybody. And not everyone's going to be happy all the time, but we'll see what we can do to make this the best process possible.